For thousands of years, the brightest minds on Earth, including the astute ancient philosopher Aristotle back in 384 BC, actually believed that living creatures could magically pop into existence out of dead soil, rotting plants, or even inanimate objects. Aristotle famously proposed that insects and frogs emerged directly from damp mud through a mysterious, vital heat. This bizarre belief in spontaneous generation persisted for centuries, with the Roman poet Virgil giving serious directions for the artificial propagation of bees, and the 17th century chemist Jan Baptist van Helmont even publishing a widely accepted recipe, claiming that wrapping wheat in a sweaty shirt for 21 days would magically produce adult mice. It wasn't until 1668 that Francesco Redi ingeniously covered a jar of meat with gauze, proving that maggots actually hatched from fly eggs laid on the covering, not the flesh itself, effectively busting the myth for larger creatures. However, Antony van Leeuwenhoek's groundbreaking invention of the microscope and his discovery of a tiny, invisible world of animalcules completely restarted the war, as people assumed these minute creatures surely needed no parents. In 1745, John Needham fueled the fire by lightly boiling chicken broth, leaving it open to cool, and claiming the resulting bacteria originated spontaneously. This was fiercely challenged by Lazzaro Spallanzani, who realized Needham hadn't applied enough heat to kill all the microbes. Spallanzani boiled his broth extensively, sealed the flasks hermetically, and observed zero microbial growth. When Needham and his supporters stubbornly argued that sealing the flasks destroyed the vital air needed for life, investigators like Franz Schulze, Theodor Schwann, and later Schroeder and von Deutsch answered the call by successfully filtering air through strong acid, red-hot tubes, and cotton fibers. Yet die-hard advocates still weren't convinced, claiming the air itself was being chemically altered and ruined for life. Irritated by this flawed logic, the tireless Louis Pasteur finally ended the argument for all time using a brilliantly simple Goose-neck flask. He heated nutrient solutions so that untreated, perfectly normal air could freely pass in and out, but the heavy airborne germs settled safely in the curved neck, leaving the broth completely sterile. Winning a prestigious science prize and reporting his results with a great flourish at the Sorbonne in Paris, Pasteur famously declared that those who believe microscopic beings come into the world without parents have been the sport of illusions, stating he had simply kept from the broth the germs that float in the air. Finally, John Tyndall and botanist Ferdinand Cohn hammered the last nail into the coffin by discovering heat-resistant bacterial spores and proving definitively that airborne dust carried the germs, meaning if there was no dust, the sterile broth remained free of microbial growth indefinitely. To keep exploring the unseen world and busting ancient myths with real science, hit subscribe to join us at Microbio, and comment below on what we should put under the lens next.